Alright, this is Axel Torgerson and Matt Kessler for our ECE 353 project. We designed Bucky Jump on the Mark II booster pack with the MSP 432. So to start, we'll go ahead and press S1, and Bucky will go around on the screen. He can move left and right. Notice how Bucky is gray right now. If we move the light over, Bucky will turn red, and this is light mode. And then if we're in the dark, Bucky will go back to being blue as dark mode. So that's the use of the light sensor. Now if I press S2, I can jump on the platforms and I can keep climbing. And I have to jump from platform to platform. But since I've left the bottom of the screen, if I touch it again, it plays a little sound on the buzzer and says game over. And then I can go ahead and press S1 to play the game again if I please. So now we will go ahead and show that we address the project requirements. You can probably show over here. So the graphics, obviously, we have Bucky jumping around on the screen. We have multiple sprites, the platforms, Bucky moving left, Bucky moving right, and Bucky jumping. And then we have a game over sprite at the end. I guess I was pressing S1. So that qualifies for the animation criteria. The accelerometer is heavily used. That's the main form of movement for Bucky, left and right. And the ambient light sensor is used to change Bucky from dark mode to light mode. We use in our tasks, I'll go over the tasks real quick here. We have, I don't actually know that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tasks in our program. I'll start off with the first one, which is Task Bucky. So Task Bucky is responsible, let me just pull it up here. Task Bucky is responsible for all of the Bucky movement, the quote-unquote physics of the game, Bucky falling down and landing on platforms, then being able to jump off the next one. And Task Bucky is woken up by when it receives a message in a queue. So other tasks such as the accelerometer, when you're moving left and right, will send a message to the Bucky queue, which will wake the Bucky queue. The button task also sends a message to the Bucky queue, notifying it if it jumps. And then the light sensor task also sends a message to the Bucky queue, notifying it if it needs to change its dark mode or light mode. We have Task Splash, which goes over, basically it's the first task that runs. It suspends the other temporarily, or the other interfering tasks, and displays the splash screen. And then once button 1 has been pressed, it'll reset that, resume all the other tasks, and then indefinitely suspend the splash screen tasks, because you can never get back to the splash screen unless you press reset. Let's see, the platform task is responsible for all of the platform random generation and everything. So after the first 5 platforms, they spawn randomly in 3 different columns on the screen, and at varying different heights. They're all jumpable, so you can reach, every platform to the next, so there's no stuck situations. And I think that covers all the tasks. Task Buzzer is what's responsible for the end of the game screen. Again, it suspends the tasks that interfere, it draws a splash screen, plays the music, and then waits for the button to be pressed again. And Task Button, I think I've already gone over that. We're using the I2C.C file from, I think it was homework 12. We use ECE 353 to init the different sensors, like the buttons on the Mark II, and then music.c to play a little shortened version of our homework 1 song. That's right over here. Where's music.c? I don't have it open. Yeah, so I think that covers everything. I guess for unique or creative aspects is our game has physics built in somewhat, where Bucky can jump and fall back down at a different rate that the platforms are falling, so he can land on them. And then it randomly generates, so every game is a little bit different. So that's probably what's the most unique aspect about our game.